Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Maria Yenga. Today's tutorial is gonna be for a baggy jumbo pants with an elastic waistband and a drawstring. This is the easiest method you can find, and you can also make a long pants if you want using this exact method. In this tutorial, the difference is the length. If you want to make short pants, well and good. If you want to make long pants, the same thing as well. So kindly subscribe, like, comment and share, and let's get into today's tutorial. We are going to be using African print fabric, and we are going to start with the front part of our short pants. Go ahead and fold it into two, your fabric into two, and we start. I draw a straight line at the top of the fabric, and that will serve as the guideline for this tutorial. The waistband is going to be attached to the panty, so we are drafting it together with the pants. So my elastic is 2 inches, guys. I don't know how many inches yours is, so I went ahead and calculated 4 inches if I fold the waistband, and then 1 inch for the seam allowance. That made it 5. So I gave my waistband 5 inches. On fold, it will be 2 inches. The 1 inch is for sewing allowance. So go ahead and mark the size of your waistband. I hope this is being clear, guys. The waistband is attached to the pants. We are not cutting them separately. We are cutting them together, the waistband with the shorts. So guys, if you put your elastic and you're going to be folding it, my elastic is 2 inches, and if you fold it, those are 4 inches plus the 1 inch for sewing allowance. So now from the waistband where you stopped, you're going to start measuring your hip point. Go ahead and mark it. Mine was 10 inches, so go ahead and use your body measurements. Mine was 10 inches, the hip point, and then mark it there, and after you mark a straight line to connect the hip point that you've just marked. Then next we are going to go ahead and mark our crouch line. Go ahead and sit on a chair, straight up, and then you get the crouch. You know how to get the crouch, and then you mark it right there, and then you mark it with a straight line as well. So this is our hip line, this is our crouch line. Now next we are going to mark the full length of our shorts. I wanted mine to be 16 inches after sewing, but then I added 2 inches for the sewing allowance, guys. Sorry, for the hemline. So go ahead and mark the full length of your shorts. If you want a long pants, please go ahead and mark the full length. In this tutorial, the difference is the length of the pants, guys. Then mark it with a straight line. Then we are going back to the hip line. Go ahead and divide your round hip measurement divided by 4, and then you add 4 inches for is because it's going to be baggy. If you want it extremely baggy, add 5 inches. So your round hip measurement divided by 4, and then you add 4 or 5 inches depending on what you like. Mine was 10 inches, and then I added 4 to make it 14 inches. So what you mark on the hip line, go ahead and mark it on your waistband. Go ahead and make it on your waistline and waistband as well, because these pants are going to have an elastic waistband. So transfer what you've put on the hip line upwards to the waistline and the waistband, guys, like you see me doing. I hope you're following. For any questions, please ask me. And then after that, go ahead and mark it with a rule. Get your ruler and put a straight line to connect those 3 points that you've just marked. So we are done with that part, and now we are going downwards to the crouch. How to get your crouch? You're going to get your round hip measurement divided by 4. What you get, mark it there, and then you add 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches to your round hip measurement divided by 4. Don't forget the other 4 inches, please, that you added. If you added 5, please add it. So go ahead and add 2.5 inches for your crouch curve. And then you're going to curve it like you see me showing you. I used a freehand. If you have a curved ruler, go ahead and use it. But for me, I use freehand on this channel. Moving on to the full hem of our pants, you're going to get your tape measure and measure the inches you have on the crouch line. Mine was 16.5, guys. Measure like that, the measurements you have, and then you're going to go over to your hemline, and you're going to reduce it. You're going to mark it minus 0.5 inch. What you have on the crouch line, subtract half an inch and then mark it on your full hem, and then you mark it with a straight line to connect those 2 points. And that will be all for the front part of our short pants. If it's the long pants, please follow the same thing, and then you're going to get your scissor and you cut it out, guys, and then we move on to the next step. Please keep in mind that these are baggy pants, so we are not even marking the hip, you know, that hip curve. So next we are going to go ahead and fold our fabric into 2 so that we can draft the back part. Bring your front piece of the pants and place it on top of this folded fabric, but leave some space up, and on the sides, you know, the back part is always a little bit different of the pants. So from those lines, you're going to go out by 2 inches from the, you know, the waistband. Still remember, it is still attached, it is attached to the pants. Go outwards by 2 inches on the band, even up to the hip line. Go outwards by 2 inches. If your size S or M, go outwards by 2 inches. If you're large, you can go out by 3 inches, and then connect it with a straight line there. And then from there, you're going to mark where that is, and then you're going to go upwards by 1 inch, guys. You're going to go upwards by 1 inch because the back is a little bit higher than the front part, and then you connect it like that. So you're going to mark the length of that waistband like you see me doing. Go ahead and mark it, and then from the point you just marked for the back part of the pants, then you're going to make what you got and mark it right there. Connect it with a straight line that is slanting. Next we go to the crotch depth of our back part of the pants. So if your size small or medium, you can go outwards by 3 inches. I went out by 3 inches. If your size large or extra large, you can go out by 4 or 4.5 or 5 inches. So guys, you're going to create a curve there to make your crotch curve for the back part of your pants. If you have the curved rulers, go ahead and use that. So what you made on the crotch line, you're going to go outwards by 2 inches at the full hem of your short pants. Go out by 2 inches like you did up, and then you connect it with the line, guys. So this is the back part of our pants. Also go ahead and connect the hemline for easy cutting, guys, and then after that you're going to go upwards to the waistline or the band like you see me showing you guys. You're going to first mark the hip line of the back part of your pants like you see me doing, the hip line, guys, and then you're going to go over or to open the front part, remove it, take it away, and then you mark a straight line right there, and that will be all, guys. That will be all for the drafting. So you're going to get your scissor and then you cut it out like you see me doing. Be careful not to cut the front piece, but just use it as the guideline down there for cutting. So you're going to go ahead and cut it out, and then we move on to the next part of this tutorial. Remember, these short pants have pockets, so please first go ahead and split these back and front pieces, like cut them so that you can open them, so you can have 2 parts for each, the right and left. Go ahead and cut them open, and then we go over to cut the pockets for this pants. If it's a long pants, don't worry, it's just the difference is the length. The other parts are the same, similar, guys. So go ahead and cut them split. Now back to the front part of our pants, we are going to draft the pockets because we are going to put side pockets. So on the waistline, guys, remember that part up is the waistband. So you're going to go in on the waistline by 2 inches. If you want it to be like wide, you can go in by 2.5 inches, but 2 inches is good enough. And then downwards, you're going to go down by 6 inches, guys. That will be your pocket ending, your pocket entrance or pocket opening, and then you connect those two with a straight line like you see me doing, guys. After that, you're going to get your scissor, and be careful when you're cutting. Please carefully cut that part that you've just marked, and that will be the pocket entrance, guys. Please be careful like you see me doing. that will be for the pockets, but remember the waistband is attached to our short pants. We are cutting it, we cut it together, so be careful when you're cutting. And now we are going to cut the pockets of our pants. I marked mine by on fold, guys. If you have any other way of drafting the pockets or cutting the pockets, please go ahead and do that. But this is, I made like rectangular pockets or square pockets. So I went down by 9 inches, guys, for each. 9 inches, and then on the side it was like 7.5 inches wide. Go ahead and do that, and then we move on to the next level. Cut them out. So remember, a pocket always has 2 sides, and in this case we need left and right pockets. So we are going to split our pieces. Remember, we cut them on fold, so go ahead and cut them split so we can have the one part and the other for the pockets. Go ahead and cut them split, and then we are going to draft how we drafted the pocket entrance. You're going to go ahead and measure 2 inches inwards, guys, 2 inches inwards, and then downwards by 6 inches like we did at the front part of our pants. And then you go ahead and connect it by making a straight line. After, you're going to cut it out, but in this case you're doing it on just the 2 pieces. Yes, this will be for the front part of the pockets on each side. So go ahead and cut it out, and then bring the other 2 pieces that you haven't cut, and then you're going to mark the wrong sides and then the right sides, for the purpose of this tutorial. I had to mark it, and then you're going to try and place them together like how the pockets have to be. I opened them for the purpose of this tutorial, and then I placed them on top of, and that's how your pockets will be, like you see me showing you guys. Now we are heading over to our sewing machine to start sewing. You're going to get your front part of the pants, and then you're going to mark to make a stitch by 1/2 inch or 1 inch depending on your preference. Run a stitch to connect the waistband to the crotch. Don't worry, guys, run a stitch like you see me showing you, like for the normal pants, and then for the back part of the pants as well, go ahead and run a stitch to connect those 2 pieces together like you see me showing you guys. For the front part of the pants as well, so imagine you've finished running a stitch to connect the crotch, guys. I hadn't made a stitch. Go ahead and bring the pockets and fix the pockets like like we always fix the pockets on our pants. So I brought the other piece like you see me showing you, and then I placed it right sides facing each other on both sides, and then I ran a stitch, and then I also connected the other part of the pockets. Sorry guys, I couldn't show you how to do like everything for the pockets, but if you know how to fix the pockets, please go ahead and do it. If you don't know, please watch any video on how to fix pockets on pants, and then you come back to this tutorial. So after making those stitches and securing the pockets, we are going to the next part of this tutorial. Now my people, I need you to pay more attention to this part of the tutorial. Remember, at the beginning I mentioned that our waistband was cut, it's still attached to the panty. So go ahead and fix your pockets and place them like the way they have to be, like you see me doing, guys, like that. I am being so slow right here so we can understand each other. You can see that the waistband is free. It's not still like on the end, at the end of each side. It's not well placed and not stitched. So pay attention like you see me doing. You're going to hold that part of the waistband, sorry. You're going to fold it like with a small part, like the smallest part. You're going to fold it slowly at the pocket entrance there. You're going to fold it, hold it, and fold it by 0.1 or 0.2 inches like you see me doing. Fold it like you see me doing, guys. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can be clear. Fold it and then align it perfectly, and then go over to the sewing machine and make a top stitch. fold it and align it and make a top stitch connecting the waistband to the pocket. Remember, the back side of the pocket is like, you know, wider, like you see me showing you guys. I hope it's very, very clear, like that. So fold it once again, fold it by 0.2 inches like you see me showing you guys, and then go over to the sewing machine and make a top stitch to connect the waistband to the back part of your pocket, and then do the same for the other side of the pants, guys, like you see me showing you, and do the same the other side. Moving on, we are going to get our back part of the pants, and then we place these two right sides facing each other, and then we are going to connect the crotch like you see me doing, the middle part of our pants. Go over to your sewing machine and run a stitch to connect the crotch and, you know, the legs or thighs like you see me showing you, like we always do for the pants. Go ahead and run a stitch in the middle of your pants, right sides facing each other. I'm done connecting my crotch, like stitching it. So next we are going to go over and make a stitch for the full hem of our pants. Go ahead and fold it, fold like one part of the leg like you see me showing you. Go ahead and fold it, like fold once and then twice, like once like that, and then twice like that, and then you go over to your sewing machine and run a stitch for the legs or thighs or full hem of your pants, and then you do the same for the other part of the leg. After securing the full hem of your pants, now you're going to go ahead and connect the sides of the pants like you see me showing you. Place it right, like properly, organize it, arrange it properly, and then you're going to go over to your sewing machine again and run stitches on both sides of your pants, and then we move on to the next step. So remember, we marked 5 inches for our waistband. Now it's time to fix the waistband, guys. So you're going to go over to your waistband and mark 5 inches all around, you know, so that you can have like the same measurements, guys. Go ahead and mark all around, like all around your panty, 5 inches on the waistband, and then draw straight lines to connect those points that you just marked for your waistband. Next, we are going to go ahead on the waistband still at the upper part of our waistband, and we are going to mark the 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Remember, it's the one we are going to fold. Remember, we are folding from up, so you're going to go upwards and then mark 1 inch all around, and then mark it with a straight line, and that will be helping us as the guideline for the folding of this waistband. Go ahead and mark 1 inch all around. So still on the wrong side of our pants, by the way, our pants is on the wrong side, so you're going to fold it by that 1 inch first, and then again you fold it to reach the other line that you marked. If you look at it, you can see that when you fold that 1 inch with the elastic and then you fold it again, it can be like accommodating your elastic inside. That's what I am meaning like with this explanation. So go ahead and fold it by that 1 inch like you see me doing first, and then fold it to place it like aligning with the other line that you created down there, like at the end of the waistband, and then you go and pin all around, like, you know, fold it and pin it properly, aligning together, and that will be easy for us to make a stitch. Now go ahead and pin it. Please make sure like the lines are, like, you know, aligning together, like the sides, the middle parts, everything is aligning together, and then you pin them, and then we move on to the next step. As we pin down our waistband, guys, let me take this opportunity to say thank you so much for always watching my videos, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, turn on a notification bell so you can always receive notifications whenever I upload new tutorials. And also don't forget to like this video because it will help me so that YouTube can recommend my tutorials to very other people who are interested in such content. Next, we are going to go ahead and make a stitch all around, like, you know, you've just pinned down everything, and now you go ahead and make a stitch, but leave this space while stitching so that you can fix in your elastic waistband. That space to fix in the waistband. Now we are going to get our safety pin and we are going to fix the elastic inside the waistband. Remember, you left a small entrance, small opening for the elastic. So go ahead and fix it in slowly by slowly. Be careful so that it doesn't, I don't know how it's called, so that it doesn't twist. I think that's easier. Make sure it doesn't twist, but I am very sure you're gonna be careful while doing this. And then after fixing it in, we move on to the next step. So after fixing in your elastic, make sure it's aligning together like properly and it is straight, not twisted. Now we are going to go over to the sewing machine. First, place your elastic, look at how I am going to place it. So make sure you're placing it like overlapping each other, the end parts of the elastic overlapping like each other, and then you're going to go over to your sewing machine and do a zigzag stitch. Do a zigzag stitch on the overlapping end sides of your elastic, and then after doing the zigzag stitch to connect the elastic, you're going to go ahead and stretch like right here. Assuming I have finished doing the zigzag stitch on the elastic, I am going to go over and close that opening that I had left, like you see me doing. Stretch it properly and then you make a stitch to close that small opening that you had left. And this is what you should have after closing that small opening. And now we are going to go over to the sewing machine and we make the electric, I think it's called the electric elastic waistband. You're going to see how I'm going to do it on the sewing machine, guys. But first, starting from the back part of these pants, by the way, that's where you should start stitching from. So you're going to first mark like how many rounds you want to pass a stitch through your waistband, and depending on the size of the string. So go ahead and mark maybe half an inch, or measure if now your waistband is now 2 inches, you can divide it into 4 or into 3 or into 2 depending on what you want. So when you stretch it, you're going to run like 2 round stitches around the waistband like you see me showing you guys, but make sure you stretch it. I'm going to take you over with me to the sewing machine and you see how I did it. So on the points that I've marked, I am starting from the back part of my pants, guys, back part of my pants. So stretch your waistband because it has an elastic inside, and then place your needle inside, and then you do a back stitch a little bit to secure the beginning of the stitch, and then you're going to stretch it, please stretch it like you see me showing you, and then you run a stitch. I was still doing the back stitch like you see me doing, and then stretch and run a stitch all around. Stretch, please. Stretching is very important so that you can have that electric, results. So I'm going to show you the end results of this, but you look at how I am stretching this elastic with this pant. Stretch it, please, so that you don't have any mistakes. Stretch it, but make sure your thread or needle doesn't break. This is what you should have after your first round, and then you go ahead and mark and make another round stitch like you see me showing you. I am done with mine, and now if you want you can make more rounds. In fact, after I needed it to be so much electric, and then I made a third round through the waistband. But now this is what we have. And then you're going to go ahead and make a string that is as long as you want. Go ahead and make a string. If you want, you can use I think it's called a shoelace like string. And then you get your safety pin and then you fix it at one part of the drawstring. And then I'm going to show you how to fix it in, because remember we didn't put an opening for the drawstring. We are going to create it on our pants. Get your seam ripper, or a small razor, but a seam ripper is much better. And then at the middle part of your pants, like 0.5 inches or half an inch away from that line in the middle. On both sides, you're going to create 2 small holes that can help like fit that your drawstring can fit in. Make sure your drawstring can fit in. Create 2 holes on both sides like you see me doing, guys. And then after, you're going to go ahead and fix in your drawstring carefully. Fix in your drawstring with that safety pin. You've just created 2 openings, one for entrance, one for exit from the other side, and then you fix in your drawstring. Also, as you're fixing in your drawstring, please be careful because sometimes the safety pin can open and it can pierce your fingers. Please be careful, be extra careful. We don't want injuries during this fun game of making clothes that we have. So guys, be careful. And that will be the end of this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much. This is the results that we have. These are the results we have. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.